If you lose your quarterback in the Super Bowl, you're not winning the Super Bowl unless the other team loses their quarterback. Could you have that prop? Both starting quarterbacks do not finish games.
Do you want me to tell you why it would make sense if, let's say, Philadelphia lose Jalen Hurts, they still can win the game? Look at the running games. Look at the run defense of Kansas City.
The problem with using that rushing term for Philadelphia, you're taking Jalen Hurts out of the rushing. He counts for the rushing. It's like Lamar Jackson. Sure, you lead the league in rushing. Your quarterback is running all over the place. But what happens is when that guy gets hurt, Chad Henne ain't going to scramble out of the pocket and make Mahomes-type plays. And Shaws can move a little bit, but he's not going to scare anybody. That would be a horrible, horrible thing if in the second half that's who we were watching play this game. If you got great hot wings at halftime, I guess you suck it up and eat them. You know?
Are you sure that Chad Henne can't run? The Cleveland Browns would love to have a word.
When he came in, my son was a Michigan fan, so I knew of Chad Henne. But it was a long-ass time ago. My son was a kid now. He's a grown man.
Listen to these numbers from Miles Sanders this year. 259 carries, 1,269 yards, an average a carry, 4.9, 11 touchdowns. This guy is one of the more fun running backs in the NFL, speed demon running backs, and Kansas City is going to have a problem with him. He is going to be unstoppable in this game.
Is Miles Sanders your cousin?
No, he's not my cousin.
You like him a lot. I was just curious.
If he was my cousin, he could give me some money. I don't even have to bet any money. He could give it to me. But he is fantastic.
He is, but he's also disappeared a lot. Here's a guy that has let a third-string running back take his carries away from him, too. So I don't disagree with you. He's a fantastic runner when he's on, but when he struggles mightily. You're not a first-string running back when you let the third-string guy come in and take carries away from you. I don't believe in Miles Sanders like you do. I'm not saying he's not great, but I don't think he's going to be anywhere near the MVP conversation for this game.
There was only 3 running backs that ran over 4.9 or more yards in the season, and Miles Sanders is one of them. If he touches the ball at any part, he is going to get yardage against this Kansas City defense. This is not a good run-stopping defense, and I don't care what Jones does. He's not going to be all over the field. I expect Sirianni to have some plays for this running game, and they're going to do everything they can to use Jalen Hurts' legs if he can't throw the ball. And maybe he isn't 100% healthy. I don't think he is. I don't expect him to throw a lot of yards in this game. He doesn't need to. If they run the ball and control the clock and this defense could dominate, as good as Patrick Mahomes is, I don't trust that he is 100% healthy. I don't expect Kansas City to explode. And if they score 20 points in this game against Philadelphia like they did against the Bengals, they don't stand a chance in this game.
I think we're going to see some fun offensive football because you've got 2 coaches that are willing to take a gamble and gamble a lot on 4th down. So I think we're going to see these coaches pulling out all the stops. We're going to see some fun trick plays. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an early try to surprise onside kick. I think it's going to be a shootout when it comes to this offensive play calling. I'm stoked to watch these 2 guys go at it.
What I'm thinking of, at the end of the game, when they do that lateral and then the other team takes it back for a touchdown, that would count for my defensive touchdown. So I could literally win the Super Bowl in the last play of the game. That would be pretty cool. Black Hawk West.
Kansas City's going to win.
He likes Tony, best value. John from GMF Sports, he likes Sanders, and Wes has them in his round robin. So what Wes did is a round robin where you make them all parlay. So you can have like 5 teams. You can do 2s and 3s, 4s, 5s, whatever you want to do. Those are my 2P. Now this is John from GMF. He's got Mahomes for MVP, and he's keyed on Sanders for not only the anytime touchdown, but the MVP as well. And we talked about
Smart
that.
Guy.
To get the MVP as a receiver is hard because you got to break the record or something because otherwise your quarterback's going to get it. Your running back that has 3 touchdowns, you definitely are in MVP discussions.
We've definitely seen, though, receiver MVPs recently. Julian Edelman got one. Cooper Kupp got one.
But look at the games they had. Monster games. Cooper Kupp's game was amazing.
But even so, like if your quarterback throws 2 interceptions and the receiver has like half the passing yards, the receiver could get it.
But the Kansas City Chiefs, they have holes in their defense. As good as they've been all season long with Jones, how dominant he's been at the line of scrimmage, I think they have so many holes. And I expect that Philadelphia is going to find those holes in this game. I think they have a lot of weapons. Andy Reid is great at game planning, but they don't have game-changing players. They don't have Tyreek Hill in this game. They have one guy, Travis Kelce. He's a fantastic player. We'll see what this running game of Kansas City is going to do against these 5 or 6 beasts at the line of scrimmage because these guys like to close up. Jordan Davis loves stopping the run. A lot of people believe that they're going to clog up the middle and make Mahomes beat them moving inside and out of the pocket. I think they're going to challenge Mahomes and say, if you're 100% better or 100% healthier, go make the plays moving outside of the pocket. If you can't do it, oh, well, we're going to hit you. He was limping every single time he was trying to move outside of the pocket. He was limping. 2 weeks later, he's still not 100%.